no? And it's connected by one of the bones vertebra. What's that called? It's called the sacrum. Okay. So after the pelvis, you have what's this? The femur. Okay. Then you have the tibia and the smaller fibula. Okay. So these three are long bones. Okay. Then you have, what is this bone? This is the patella, which is located in the liver. What type of bone is the patella? The sesamoid bone. Okay? Why is it called the sesamoid bone? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's between that. Okay, what's another type of sesamoid bone in the body? TC4, which is located here is our pulse, right? Okay. Then you have the bones of the foot. Okay? Okay. So we'll first discuss the pelvis. Okay? So the pelvis, as you can see, now if you can look at our model here. Okay? So pelvis is located in the middle of the body. Okay? And then which part, what type of skeleton is the pelvis? Is it axial or appendicular? What's the difference between appendicular and axial? When you see axial skeleton, it's located everything that is in between or in the middle. That's axial skeleton. When you say appendicular, it's our appendages, it's the limbs. Okay, so what does the axial skeleton comprise of? So you have the rib cage, okay? You have the vertebra, you have the pelvis. That's it. That's your axial skeleton. Your appendicular skeleton consists of the scapula, the acromion process, okay? And then you have the bones of the upper and lower limb. Okay? Do you get this so far? Okay. So let's go with the pelvis. Now, the pelvis is, as you can see, is rounded in short. So it's what type of bone? It's an irregular type of bone because it's not a long bone, of course, because it's not long. Okay? And then, it has a different shape for each gender or rather sex. Okay? So, do you know that there's a difference in the shape between the sex? If it's a male, so what is this? Is this a male or a female?
Male.
Okay, I want you to identify this one versus, wait, as you might call, versus this one.
This is female. Which one is male? Which one is female?
Basta the wider one should be the female siguro. Wider.
What do you think?
What sex is this? They that tell you the sex male.
Which one do you think is male or female? The female is right? So meaning this one?
I love.
Left? Meaning this one? Something like that. The male one is this. The female is this. Okay? So on my right is the male, on my left is the female. Okay, why? Okay. If you look at the space, the pelvic space here, that's called the pelvic inlet. This here. If you look at this space, this is called the pelvic inlet. Okay? There's also a pelvic outlet which is located here at the back. This part. Okay? Now, the pelvic inlet, as you can see, is narrower. It's narrower compared to the female. Do you see it? that it's narrower?
Yes.
Sorry, for the male, it should be narrower. Sorry. For the male, it should be narrower than the female. Okay? Sorry. Okay? And then, for the male as well, the size no, of the size of the inlet to outlet is a bit longer compared to the female. Okay? It's a bit difficult to show. But do you see the difference? You see the difference? The reason is because the female has a wider type of pelvic inlet is because when the female is pregnant, the head of the baby can pass through it. Okay? That's the reason. It's narrower for the male. If you can see, it's narrower for the male because there's no baby coming out. And then if you can see the pelvic inlet, kamay rasad siya. Outlet rather. Kamay rasad siya. Okay? Because nothing passes through. Okay? Okay. So that's it. No? But it's not gonna be part of your practical to identify whether it's a male or female. And that's the thing, you know. Okay? Palitan na natin. Okay. So, let's first identify your pelvis area. Okay? Okay. So for the pelvic area, you have one that is facing at the lateral and the medial. Okay, so you look at it like this. Not like this or not like this at first. Okay, but you look at it like this. This now is looking at you. So this is anterior. Okay, this is anterior. This is how it looks like. Okay? Okay. Now, this one is anterior, this one is a lateral view or surface of the pelvis. Okay? Lateral surface of the pelvis. How will you know it's a lateral surface of the pelvis? Because of this structure. And this structure is known as the acetabulum in total, as a whole. Okay? Again, this in total is known as the acetabulum. Okay? When you see that, this is known as the lateral surface of the pelvis. Okay? Whether it's left, whether it's right, it should be the lateral surface. Because what happens if this is the medial surface? This is actually, the acetabulum is attachment to your femur, the head of the femur. So what happens, it looks like that. Okay? Sorry. It looks like that. So if I walk, nananana siya. Okay? Do you see it? Yes. So this should be the lateral surface. Why not medial? Because if this were the medial surface, what will happen? Invert that. Right? Nasa sulod na ito. Kamugin. Okay? Sige. So the next part is to identify the posterior surface. The medial surface. So this part here is the medial surface. Of course, the one without the acetabulum. Okay? One without the acetabulum. The next is the posterior surface. As you can see, if this is the anterior surface here, this one here is the posterior surface. Okay? So if this is now is the posterior surface, how will you know, how will you delineate between the anterior and the posterior part? Okay? Do you see the curves? You see the curves? Yes. If you see these curves, meaning if it's a shallower curve, it's anterior. If it's a bigger, if you have bigger curves here, that's the posterior. Okay? Are you not sure kung that's the tungawas? It looks like our body. If you look at it this way, you have a straight curve here. Minus the one in the middle. And then at the back, you have the back. You have this back here. That's the posterior end. Do you see it now? Is it easier? So you should know, huh? This is the medial, anterior, posterior, and lateral surface, anterior surface, and then you have the medial surface, then you have the posterior surface. Okay? So it's very important because the parts here is different from the lateral and the medial surface. Okay? Okay? Okay. Let's first go with the with the lateral surface. Okay? It's very hard to hold up. See? Okay. So this part here, no? From this end here to this end, that's called the. I'm sorry, I forgot. There are three parts of the pelvis. Okay? Number one, the first part, the biggest part of the pelvis is known as the ilium.
Ilium.
Ilium. I-L-I-U-M. Ilium.
Body of the
Okay? Then, the posterior part is known as the ischium. Okay? Ischium. And then, this part here, the smallest part here is known as the pubis.
pubis.
Sakto ba?
Ischial, siguro.
Pubis. Again, what are the
Ischium or
three parts?
ischial,
You have
the
the
one at the bottom.
ilium, which is
Ilium.
the bulk of this. Okay? You have at the back part, you have the
Ischial.
ischium. And this part here is the pubis. Okay? Yan, so far? So if we color the whole thing here, you're right, ilium. If we color everything here, you're right, ischium. If you color everything here, you're right, pubis. Okay? Okay. So that you won't forget, when you say pubis, that's your pubic bone. If you touch your here, no, you feel a bone there. And that's your pubic symphysis or pubic bone. Okay? Lower. Lower. Okay? So if you touch here, it's the lower end, that's your pubis, that's your pubic bone. Okay? If you touch your butt, no? Or have you experienced someone who sat on your leg? Like when you're sitting up here, and then someone sat here. You experienced that, right? Whether male or female, no judgment. So that, and sometimes you say that it's very painful because it's sharp, no? Whether male or female, no? It's because of this bone, ischium, the ischium. Because the ischium is the one pressing on your muscles. Okay, kahit kay kaglubot, wala siya. It's the ischium pressing. Or if you want to encounter when you try to insult that person, you can say, kahit kay kag-ischium. Okay? Okay. So there's a special portion in the ischium I'll tell you later. But let's first go with the ilium. Okay? Wait. Is it audible? Is it here when I speak? Okay. Just wanted to know. Okay, so once again, the first part of the ilium, let's talk about the ilium first. This part here is known as the iliac crest. Okay, iliac crest. Okay, once again, iliac crest. What is this? Iliac crest. Okay.
Other iliac crest.
This part here has names. This one and this one. And then this one and this one has names. Okay? This one is located where? Is it anterior or posterior? Anterior. This part here is anterior part. Okay? This one here is anterior part. So this becomes an anterior, superior iliac crest.
Anterior, superior.
Okay? Again, anterior, superior iliac crest. Diba? I don't have it's okay. But you get it now? Anterior, superior iliac crest. Why? Because it's located anteriorly, it's located superiorly, and it's in the ilium, and it's a crest. Okay? You see it? No, not crest, but spine. I'm sorry. Spine. Ano ba crest mo? Okay, and this is known, the abbreviation of this is known as ASIS. Okay? ASIS. A-S-I-S. Take double S. Okay. ASIS. Or anterior superior iliac spine. Not crest. Sorry. So the one below it, if there's anterior superior iliac spine, there should be an anterior inferior iliac spine.
Anterior.
Okay? Anterior inferior iliac spine. Okay? Okay? Yes? Okay na ta? Okay, napamove on na ta. Okay, so if there's an anterior spine, there's posterior spine. So this one at the top is known as the posterior superior iliac spine. Posterior superior iliac spine. Okay, and the one below that is the posterior inferior iliac spine. Okay, so you have axis here, then you have pieces here. Okay, and then so if you have the superior, of course, there's already an inferior portion. Okay, ayun, palitan. Ayun yun yung ipis. Ayun na siya. Okay? So identify first anterior, posterior, and then identify next whether it's superior or inferior, and then tag iliac spine. Okay? You get it? Yes. Okay. What else? This part here, just like the sacrum, if you can remember the sacrum, what are these called in the sacrum? This one. Do you remember? What is this called? Sacral tuberosity. Oh? You forgot? Dr. Ibanez, what's up, Dr. Ibanez? This is known as the wing of the sacrum. Diba you have the ala, the sacral promontory, then you have the wing of the sacrum. You can't remember. Wala na-discuss. Na-discuss ako ng sacrum, diba? Wala ko na-discuss ng sacrum. Ang first time bumukit. So, vertebrae, ay wala din. Si Dr. Johan. Okay, sige. Anyway, so you have the base of the sacrum here, then you have the sacral promontory. So the sacral promontory is the one it's a crowning glory of the sacrum. It has a crown. So sacral promontory. This one. Okay, it's the crown of the base of the sacrum. Okay, the ones at the side is known as the wing of the sacrum. The wing is also known as, in Latin, the wing is ala. A-L-A. Okay? The wing is known as ala in Latin. So this one is ala. And so, if the sacrum has an ala, the pelvis also does not want to see it, to check it. So this one now is the wing of the sacrum. Okay? The wing of the sacrum. You see it? Yes? Okay? Okay. Now, what else do I have to identify? This one here, okay, this is known as the body of the ilium. Body of the ilium. Okay? Body of the ilium. And then that's it. No, I won't explain the others. What else? Okay, sorry. You have one more. Okay. This one here is known as the greater sciatic notch. This one here is known as the lesser sciatic notch. Okay? Greater sciatic notch, lesser sciatic notch. Okay? Greater sciatic notch and lesser sciatic notch. And in between that is known as this is the ischium. This is the ischial spine. Okay, this is known as the ischial spine. Okay, ischial spine. This one. So in between the greater and lesser sciatic notch. Okay? Okay. See. So what is the purpose of knowing the BCs, the ASIs, and all? Okay? There are certain muscle origins that come from the ASIs and the anterior inferior spine and ASIs. There are also muscle attachments or origin that comes from these portions over here. Okay? Okay. Now, there is a ligament that is also covering these areas. Okay, there's a ligament that covers these areas, and these notches, these greater sciatic touch and lesser sciatic touch have structures that passes through these areas. Okay, so that it won't actually mess up how you walk, how you run, so on and so forth. Okay, so yeah, as for the structures, I hope you'll be able to read on them. Okay, sige. Next, what else? Okay, so let's go to the acetabulum. Okay, so the acetabulum has two portions. One is here at the lateral surface and one is in the medial surface. If you can see, the acetabulum has two depressions, right? One at the lateral surface and one in the medial surface. The one in the lateral surface is known as the lunate surface because it looks like a moon, a crescent moon. Okay? Don't be ko kayo because crescent moon. Do you see the crescent moon now? Okay? Lunate surface. Okay, because lunate meaning half or crescent. Okay? And then the one in the middle, the depression in the middle, this one here is known as the acetabular fossa. Okay? Acetabular fossa. The one in the middle. So, if we color only this area here, that's known as the acetabular fossa. Okay? But if we color the ones at the side, this one here, that is known as the lunate surface. But if we color everything, that's called acetabulum. Gets? Do you get it so far? Okay. So let's proceed. Okay, next. This portion over here, I forgot. For the acetabular fossa, the reason for this depression is because this is where a ligament, a very strong ligament, attaches to. And this is the reason why you have your lower extremity attached to your axial skeleton. Okay? If you see this depression in the head of the femur, this is the head of the femur, you see the depression. This depression is known as the fovea of the head of femur. Fovea of the head of femur. And this one has also the same ligament that attaches to the acetabular fossa. Okay? And what is the name of that ligament? That is known as the ligamentum peres. Okay? Ligamentum peres. So this is the one from the fovea of the head of the femur to the acetabular fossa. And this makes it so that when you move your femoral head, it stays there. It stays there. Okay? Because ang ano naman, iba tawag ito, ang sa tatuan mo, diba? So there's that portion. Okay? Sige. Do you get it so far? What is this called again? Iliac crest. This one here is not? Greater sciatic notch. This one is not? Lesser sciatic notch. This one here is that? Ilium. This one here is that? Ischium. Okay. Now the ischium has more or less parts, but then this one here, when I mentioned a while ago that when you sit down and it causes the pain, this is what hits you. So if you see this surface, this is known as the ischial tuberosity. Ischial tuberosity. Okay? Ischial tuberosity. Okay? So far, yes? Yes. So in these areas, you'll also see you'll also see the ramos. So the ischium has two rami. First is the superior rami of the ischium. And the one below that is the inferior rami of the ischium. Okay? So, ischial tuberosity, superior rami, inferior rami. Okay? Do you see it so far? Yes? No questions? Okay. And in the pubis, you have the same thing. So you have the superior rami of the pubis over here. Okay, and then you have the inferior rami of the pubis here. Okay? Yes? Then you have the pubic tubercle. So in this part here, you have the pubic tubercle just on top of it. Okay? Pubic tubercle. Okay? Sorry, can you see that now? Pubic tubercle. Yes. And this attachment here, this one here, it attaches together with the other side. So what happens is, it looks like this. Okay, and now this attachment is known as the pubic symphysis. Okay, pubic symphysis. Okay, you get it so far? Any questions? Yes.
Is it pubic symphysis or pubis symphysis?
Actually, it's in some posts it's pubis symphysis. In others, I think it's pubis. No? In others, it's pubis. In gross anatomy, it's pubic symphysis.
Sa lab daw.
Sa lab, you can use pubis or pubic symphysis. Okay? Sige. Okay, so what's next? Let's go here at the back. Okay, so here at the back, okay, this part here, no, this rough area, or this rough area, is known as the iliac tuberosity. Okay, because this is the ilium, okay, so this becomes the iliac tuberosity. Okay, you get it so far? Okay. Okay, so I think we're done with the pelvis. Any questions? Any questions? None. Okay, review. What is this called? Greater head. This one is called wing of wing or ala. Okay, but you can say wing of the pelvis or ala. Okay, then this one here is the anterior superior iliac spine. This one is that?
Posterior, inferior, iliac
So
spine.
posterior inferior iliac spine. Okay? Okay. This one here is known as that?
Ischial spine.
What is this
Spine.
called? The ischial spine. Okay? Ischial spine. Okay? Sige. What is this called? The biggest hole that we have. Okay, this is known as the obturator foramen. Okay, the obturator foramen. Okay, sige. I think we're done with this. Yeah, but I did not include that for your exam. I did not include it. Because there's a lot of things that you have to identify for your block practical. You still have your nervous, you still have musculoskeletal. So we'll not cover everything. Okay? But if you can look at your netters, I prefer the netters one because it's a bit more complete when it comes to the atlas. Okay? So netters atlas is a good place to start. Okay. Sige. So, no questions with the spine, with the pelvis so far? Okay. So let's proceed with what's this called? This is known as the femur. And the femur is the longest bone in the body. Okay, once again, the femur is the longest bone of the body. What you're looking now is the anterior surface or the anterior view of your femur. Here, yes, anterior. Okay? And is this the left or the right? Right. Okay, this is the right femur. Okay? As the left femur will have it like that on the other side. Okay, so how did you know that this is the... No, I did not ask you. Okay, this is the anterior view, and this is the posterior view of the femur. Okay, so how did you know if this is anterior or posterior? You look at the condyles. If you look at the condyle here, no, we have what you call a fossa in the middle. Okay, and if there is a fossa in the middle, this particularly very deep fossa, no, this is now the posterior part.
Oh yeah.
Another thing that you have to check are 2 points or 2 sulci. Okay? You have this sulci and another sulci here. So if you have 2 of those sulci or those points, that's considered the posterior part. Okay? So what you have to check? If this has a fossa here in the middle, and if there are 2 horns here at the top. Okay? So if there are 2 horns, and then there's a fossa here in the middle, that's called the posterior view. Anterior view is this. Okay? Sige. So let's go with anterior view first. So for the anterior view, on the topmost is the, similar to the humerus, you have a head. Okay? But please make sure that you identify this as head of femur, not head of humerus. It has to have a family name. Okay? It has to have a family name. So head of femur, this one here is the neck of the femur. But there's a specific surgical anatomy for this. This is known as the surgical neck of the femur. Okay? This is known as the surgical neck of the femur. So why is it known as a surgical neck? Because majority of the fractures of the femur, specifically if there's a fall on the hip, this will immediately fracture, especially for elderly or those with osteopenia or osteoporosis. Osteopenia meaning lower calcium in the body, so meaning there's a lower bone density, prone to fracture. Osteoporosis meaning there's really there's really a derangement in the calcium and the bone formation. Okay? So this becomes fractured first. It's known as surgical because once it's fractured, this gets taken off. And have you heard of a ball joint, a titanium ball joint that gets placed here? Hip arthroplasty?
Yes.
Hip replacement? Yes, that's the term for this. So they replace this with titanium. And then so you become, what's that one again? Iron Man. Produces Iron Man. Terminator. Do you still know Terminator? Okay. Terminator is the Iron Man. Okay? So kanak siya. Okay? So once again, head of the femur. And I forgot to mention the fossa in between the fovea. Fovea of the head of the femur. Okay? And then the head and the surgical neck. Okay? So here, in the middle here, you have the intertrochanteric line. The intertrochanteric line. This is in the anterior portion, anterior portion. Intertrochanteric line. Why is it known as intertrochanteric line? Because the next part of it is known as the trochanter. This part here is known as the trochanter, but the trochanter has 2 areas. At the back, you have the greater trochanter at the top, okay? And below that, you have the lesser trochanter. So you have the 2 horns, right? The 2 horns at the top. The one at the top, the biggest one is the greater, the smaller one is the lesser trochanter. Okay? So let's go back to the anterior part. So this here, everything here is known as the shaft. Okay? The shaft are also known as the body of the femur. Okay? The shaft is a general term, but anatomically speaking, this should be termed as the body of the femur. Okay? Body of the femur, or the shaft. Okay? Now, that's actually it for the shaft, nothing else. Okay, let's go down here. Let's go further down. Okay? So, let me check first. Okay, see. If you take a look at this, which one is the lateral side? So the lateral side should be here. Okay? So the medial side should be here. Right? Because once again, you have the head of femur telling you that this is the medial side. Okay? Please, do not invert it. Because if you invert this, mabalisa din yung anatomy. Ilakaw ninyo. Okay? So, lateral, medial side. So, lateral side, no? So, everything here on this side is known as the lateral. Okay? And everything here is the medial portion. So, the one here is known as the lateral epicondyle. Okay? And the one here in the medial side is the medial epicondyle. So, again, lateral and medial epicondyle. Okay? Are you following? Okay? Yes. Okay. And then here at the middle, this surface here, no? That is where your patella. Okay, that is where your patella. And that's the house of your patella. Okay? So this is known as the patellar surface. So if we shade this one, this is known as the patellar surface. Okay? Another shape. Okay? So in the patella, as you can see here, this is the anterior surface of the patella. So if you can see, this is really rough. No? It's rough. And then the medial surface is smooth. Or the posterior surface is smooth. Okay? Why? Of course, if you walk, no, you have to have a smooth surface. Because if it's a rough surface, then you'll have difficulty walking because it causes the pain. Right? So anything that is here, no, that is smooth, that is the posterior view of the patella. Okay? And this is anterior. Okay? You get it so far? Okay. So let's go in the back. So we have here what's this again? The greater trochanter, we have the lesser trochanter, and you have the shaft or body of the femur. Okay. Do you see this line in the middle of the shaft? You see this line? This very big line. Okay? It's a big. What is this called? Linea aster. Okay? This is known as the linea aster. Okay? Linea aster. Okay? And then here in the middle, or in the lowest portion, you have two condyles. So what was this again? This is the epicondyle here at the side. Okay? The lateral and the medial. This is the lateral and the medial portion. Epicondyles. The two here is the condyle. Okay? These are the condyle. So the condyle, the one on the lateral portion is known as the lateral condyle. The one on the medial portion is the medial condyle. And the one in the middle, this fossa, is known as the intercondylar fossa. Okay. Once again, this is already located at the back. Okay, so if this is the posterior view, and there is the fossa, and this fossa is very deep, right? This is the condyle, and this is another condyle. So you call the fossa as intercondylar fossa. Okay? You don't have a condyle, so just look up intercondylar fossa. Okay? But the one in front, this is an epicondyle, this is an epicondyle. Patella is here, that is known as the patellar surface. Okay? Yan, so far, perfect as example. Sige. So we're done with the femur. Okay, so let's proceed. In the lower extremity, let me borrow this. Thank you. In the lower extremity, you have two long bones. No, in the lower leg, the leg. You have two long bones. Okay? One is in the medial portion, and the other one is in the lateral portion. The one in the medial portion, the thick one, this one I'm holding here, is known as the tibia. Okay? And the smaller sorry. Gawin mo yun, di ba? Sorry. Nakulbangan ako. Anyways, then so the one in the medial portion is known as the fibula. Okay? Is the smaller one is known as the fibula.
Fibula.
Okay? Now, to correlate this clinically, okay, to correlate this clinically, or anong panalasa, normally, so it looks like this, right? It looks like this. So what happens is, the fibula plays an important role in distributing the weight. Okay, so for example, when you have that gravity, when you walk, there's a certain gravitational force that goes into our body when you try to step on that. And that force goes into the bones of the foot, and then it goes here. So once it goes here, the fibula tries to take all of that force so that it won't, so the tibia and the long bones and about the femur will not break. Okay? So that's the function of the fibula. For the tibia, of course, this is a sand. Okay? So kanat lang siya actually in the current state. Okay? So which one do you want to go first? Tibia or tibia? Tibia. Okay, you want the thicker one. Okay. The tibia in layman's term is also known as the shin or the shin bone. Okay? Because you have this razor sharp edge. Okay? You have that razor sharp edge. And this razor sharp edge, if you can feel it on your end, that's actually the one there. No? Okay? That very prominent, what do you call that? Very prominent ridge. Okay? So that's the one. Okay. Now, this is your anterior view, and this is your posterior view. The first thing that you have to know if this is the anterior view is when you see that this is actually bulging at the top, and then when you look at below, it's a straight line. Okay? When it's bulging at the top, and it's a straight line afterwards. So that is then the anterior view. Okay? I'm always emphasizing anterior and posterior view because there's a difference between the structures, and you have to know that. Okay? Okay. At the back, if you can see, there is no tuberosity. Okay? There's no tuberosity, and it doesn't have a line that follows it. Okay? You see it? Yes. Okay, so let's go back to the anterior portion. This one here, this protrusion here is known as the tibial tuberosity. Tibial tuberosity. Okay? Okay? Okay. Now, in the top portion of the, so you know naman the top and bottom, right? If it's a top, it looks like there's a plateau with mountains on it. If it's in the bottom, it looks like a short skirt, a mini skirt. Looks like a mini skirt, but the one on top it's a flat surface with a little bit of hill or mountain. Okay, so here in the top, you have two surfaces. Okay? And these two surfaces would actually articulate with your condyles. So the median and lateral condyles of the femur. So it goes there. Okay? It goes there. Okay. So what is this area called? What is this area called? You have the medial and the lateral,
Intercordial turbid.
ano?
Intercondylar
So, ano mo ginanaan din? Atong basa ko yung isa. Nasa tawan. It's this. What's that called? This one. That's the one. Okay. You have this one is the superior articular surface. Okay, so you have the the medial here and the lateral here. Okay, medial and lateral articular surface of the tibia. Okay, the ones in the middle are known as intercondylar ridges. The ones in the middle are known as intercondylar ridges. The one on the side is known as the lateral, and the one on the other side is known as the medial. Okay? So how will you know if it's the medial or the lateral side? If the skirt has more of this here, this is the medial. The fibula is located lateral. Saan ko ba? Mali niya rin. Sorry. Lateral si fibula ko yun. Sorry. So, lateral ni siya. Hindi like ni siya. Lateral si fibula. Saan ang ito? Mali. Lateral si fibula. Hindi naman nasa tingin niya.
Lateral sa tibial. Lateral.
So, fibula is located laterally so that this becomes a medial portion. So if you can see the skirt, if it protrudes downward further, that is the medial. Okay? And the one here doesn't have a skirt, but the attachment of the fibula, that becomes the lateral.
So that's the left lower level.
That's the left.
This is the left tibia. Nalibog ko. Okay. Looks like this. Nalibog ko. I will place it back. Okay. How will you know? Okay, this is facing you anteriorly. I'll use this na lang. Okay. This is the full force. Okay, this is anterior view. Okay, and this is the posterior view. How will you know if this is the medial or lateral? This part here is the lateral portion. This part here is the medial portion. Okay? The fibula is always located on the lateral side. Okay, mnemonics for this is mediolateral. Okay, mediolateral.
Fibula or
The tibia is always located in the middle or the medial part. Okay? The tibia doesn't have an L. So it's located in the medial portion. Okay? That's so far. Okay, how will you know if this is the lateral or the medial part of the tibia if you're just shown the tibia without the connections? Okay. If you can see, this one here is known as the medial malleolus. Okay, sorry. This is known as the medial malleolus, the one I'm pointing at. Okay. That doesn't have, it's not in the other side of the tibia. If you look at this portion, as you can see, it's the skirt, right? The skirt is leaning towards the medial part. So this part here is the medial malleolus. Okay? And this part here does not have, it's just an articular surface. And this articular surface is for the fibula. Okay, so you have the articular surface of the articular surface for the fibula. Okay, so the fibula is now the one that's carrying the lateral malleolus. So this one here is the lateral malleolus. Okay, of the fibula. Okay. Medial malleolus of the tibia, lateral malleolus of the fibula. Okay? And in between that is the articular surface, or if it's in the tibia, for the fibula, and if it's for the fibula, it's in the fibula, it's for the tibia. Okay? You get it so far? Okay? Okay. So for di mo makalimot, so that you won't forget, this is the skirt. The skirt is tilted that way to the medial side. So just remember, kinanglan niya marumo yung skirt. Okay? It's going to the medial side. Okay? See. Okay na na? What else? So medial malleolus, this one, and you have the articular surface for the fibula. Okay? And then you have the inferior articular surface. Okay? Inferior articular surface of the tibia. Anything else that I forgot? Intercondylar ridge. So you have two. You have one at the lateral and one in the tibia. Okay? Okay na. Sige. Any other questions for the tibia? So what is this? Left or right? Tibia naman siya. So as naman eh. It should be the left.
But that's right.
Anna.
Yeah. Oh.
Basta tibia, if you see the tibia, it has this portion here, medial lateral. So, a fibula is always located laterally. So because tibiolateral. Okay? Okay. I will return the foot first. Okay, so let's go to the fibula. How will you know if this is up top or bottom? Okay, this is the lateral aspect of the fibula.
Lateral
Okay,
aspect.
how did I know this is the lateral aspect? Because the surfaces on the top and bottom are flat. The bottom.
The surface of the top
These
and
are
bottom
flat.
are flat.
This one, it's flat. Why? Because once you feel your foot here, you feel this one here, that's actually your tibia, and that's called the lateral malleolus. Okay? That's your lateral malleolus, this one here. Okay? Okay. Now, so that it gets reinforced further. Sige, later na lang. Let's identify the parts first of the tibia. Very simple. You have the neck. You have the head. You have the neck. You have the body or the shaft, and you have the lateral malleolus here. That's it. Huh? Okay. Again, you have the head. You have the neck. You have the body or the shaft. Then you have the lateral malleolus here. Okay? You see it? Yes? Yes. Okay. Now, where will the foot again? Okay. Have you ever had those times where you try to walk and then you suddenly invert your foot?
Yeah.
And then you fall?
All the time.
Yes? Yes. Have you ever wondered why it's always going inside and not going outside?
I'm a
Diba when you're walking and when you trip, no? Your foot is always going medial. It's always going that way. Why? Diba when you walk, and then one of them, diba? You always have that feeling, and this part here goes inside. This one goes inside. Do you see it? Do you feel that? Have you experienced that?
Yeah.
Oh, grabe, huwag mo experience yung mo to. But you did, right? The reason why it's always in the medial portion is because of the presence of the lateral malleolus. The lateral malleolus blocks that eversion of the foot, of the hind foot. And that's the reason, and if you can see the medial malleolus, it's just really sitting on top of the foot. it's shorter compared to the lateral end.
That's the reason why.
That's the reason why if you treat there is always hind foot eversion. You see it? This is the hind foot. Okay? There's always a hind foot eversion. Meaning,
Anak siya. Right?
so, whenever you trip sa laksa, it's the sin of your medial malleolus.
So, kaniyang reason.
Okay? But we're not giving the medial malleolus all the grudge. Because the medial malleolus is set that way is because it's the reason why we can walk and we can move our foot in that motion. Okay? Because if this medial malleolus is extended further here, then what we can do with the foot is just really up and down. That's it. It will not allow us to move our foot left and right, inversion or inversion. No? It's because of that. Did you see now the difference? Okay? So no questions? You're not confused? Okay. So the next time you trip, you bring your medial malleolus. Your lateral malleolus saved you. Okay, so we're done. Now we go with the tarsals. Very hard. Okay, how many bones do you have in the dorsal area? 7. Okay. The biggest one that you have, if you have the dorsal bones in here, the biggest one that you have is known as the calcaneus. Okay? The biggest bone that you have is known as the calcaneus. Please face it for me, for those who are there. Because I want to know if that is the correct bone that you're holding. Yes, that's the calcaneus, that's the calcaneus. Yes, open up. Yes, wala mo? Yeah, that's the calcaneus. So the calcaneus is like this. And that's the only thing that you have to identify. Okay? That's the only thing that you have to identify, calcaneus. Okay? So the calcaneus, the purpose of this is when you do heel strike. The first time, when you try to first place your foot on the ground, okay, that's the first thing that hits the ground. This bone hits the ground. This is also the attachment of a certain tendon, a very lithological tendon known as the Achilles tendon. Okay? Which is a tendon that is responsible for the muscles of gastrocnemius and soleus. Okay? Sige. So it attaches here at the back. Okay? So this is known as the calcaneus. The second largest bone that you have, this one here, look at the second largest bone that you have, sits on top of the calcaneus. So if this is the calcaneus here, it sits on top of that. Mine is the opposite calcaneus. So we put it in. But anyways, the one on top of that is known as the talus. Talus. Okay? T-A-L-U-S. Talus. Okay? And if you see that in our tibia, that is where it attaches itself. Okay? That is where it attaches itself. And this is capable of moving front and back.
And this is where the tibia attaches. Okay.
Okay? This joint here is capable of moving front and back only. Okay? Okay. So this is known as the talus. Okay? Okay. So, if you can see, the talus has a very flat surface that is hinged style. No, it's a hinged style. So, wala na yun. Okay. The next one is known as this one here. If you've seen this bone, it has a fossa. No? And this fossa articulates with the talus, the head of the talus. So it looks like that. Okay? It looks like that. So try to look for that bone. If there is a floating surface or articular surface, a very flat, or very flat, not flat, very smooth surface among all the bones that you have, okay, that articulates with the talus. Okay? And this articulation, or sorry, this bone is known as the navicular. Okay? Navicular. Okay, where's that? Here. That's the navicular. Where's that? Okay, sige. So that's the navicular. Okay? Now, the next bone looks like a square. Okay? It's a square. And it's located in the lateral most portion of the tarsals. No, it's just in front of the, not in front, lateral. So this is known as the cuboid. Because it has, nasa taan nyo, 4 sides. 4 sides. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it also looks like a cube. Now, cube siya. Cube surface. Where's that? Yeah, where's the other? Yeah, it's this. This is like cuboid. Okay, how's the cuboid there going? Do you see it? Yes, that's the cuboid. Yes, that's the cuboid. Okay, and the 3 remaining bones that you have is known as the cuticle. Okay, the 3 remaining bones that you have is known as the cuticle. Anything else? We're done. You don't need to identify each of the bones, the parts of the talus that are being used now.
How about the cuneiforms? You have to identify which one is...
No. You don't need to identify the middle, the lateral, and the medial cuneiform. Don't need to very hard. Okay, you don't need to identify those parts of that. For as long as these 3 are together, they're called cuneiforms. Okay? Okay. Okay. Any questions so far? Clarifications? And if you're done, I want